Hello to everyone. In this lesson, before we dive into how to implement login and register, I want to talk about microflows and the nanoflows, how they differ a little bit. We will discuss later in the next lessons about these microflows and nanoflows and how they similar and how they differ each other. But for now, I want to give you a quick summary of the comparison of microflows and nanoflows. So if we open the application here, as you can see, we have a data view here in the login page, which is here, the login web, and we have a data view, which uses a microflow as a data source here. Maybe we can change the name of this microflow to DS Anonymous because we are using same microflow in both login and register. This is better for naming conventions. And the microflows are always communicating with the Mendix runtime. Okay, here it is. We have summary architecture of the Mendix application. We have a client. We are using HTML, CSS in both web and mobile UIs. Actually, the technology is React.js in the client side. They are using React framework. And after that, we have a Mendix runtime, which is backend. We are writing our microflows, and these are the Java codes. Okay, the microflows are the Java codes. And we have a domain model, which consists of our entities, and they are communicating through the database, web services, APIs by using the logic layer, data layer, and the database, web services, and APIs. So the microflows are always running in the Mendix runtime. So that means the client sends a request to the Mendix runtime, and then we are getting response to the Mendix client, and Mendix client do the job. Okay. But nanoflows are generally, this is important, generally running on the client, and nanoflows are a JavaScript libraries, but microflows full of the Java libraries. Okay, so they are running in different places. Of course, it is possible to call a microflow inside nanoflow from client side, but it is not possible calling a nanoflow from microflow. Inside Java code, it is almost impossible to run a JavaScript code. But in Mendix client, we may send a request to Mendix runtime to run some macroflow inside JavaScript action or some nanoflow. Okay, so let me demonstrate this. Open the login page and put two buttons to there. We can put to here, it doesn't matter. Let me try. And first one will be show message from nanoflow, like this, and the second one will be a show message from microflow, and we will check how they differ. Okay, so we have created a two button to here, and let me create a nanoflow for the first button. And I'm going to create inside the anonymous module, let me write ACT action show message from nanoflow. Okay, and let me click OK, and go to microflow, just put a new activity which will be show message, and let's say hi, this is nanoflow. Okay, and let me go to the login web, but before we may want to add some user role, which will be anonymous, to be able to execute this nanoflow. Okay, and I will just copy all of the activities and end events and start events to the new microflow, which will be inside anonymous module, ACT show message from microflow, like this, and delete all and paste it to here. Okay, and of course we will adjust the allowed roles from here to the anonymous. Okay, and let me run our project and let me see the UI. Alright, so first of all, click F12 to show a developer console, and then click the show message from Microflow. Let's return to login web page and show message from Microflow button, and call a Microflow from here and show message from Microflow. Okay, and run the project again. Okay, here we are. So press the F12 or right click and click inspect. Both of them will be okay. And go to network, tab in here, and click the show message from Microflow. But of course we need to change the message. We are going to change the message to Microflow. Okay, let's run again. Clear everything from here and show message from Microflow. Click that button. As you can see, we have a XAS request in here. XAS means XML application server. So we are speaking through the Mendix runtime. Okay. If you click that, we have a post method and its status code 200 and etc. etc. And we have JSON object in here, instructions, for example, message content here, and message block true, and etc. So the Mendix runtime gives an instruction to our client. Okay, this is so important. So we are speaking through the Mendix runtime and it gives an instruction to Mendix client if we are using a Microflow. And let me go to the show message from Nanoflow, but first let me clear this XAS request from here so we don't have anything. And if you click the show message from Nanoflow, here we go. You don't have any request to Mendix runtime. So this is so important to understand. If we change the no throttling option to fast 3G, for example, and if we click the show message from Microflow like this, so here we go. We have a delay. Why? Because we are communicating through Mendix runtime. Let me slow down the network again to slow 3G, for example, and click the Microflow. Here you go. You get this. But even if you have a slow 3G, if you click show message from Nanoflow, here you go. So this is a decision for you to make when you develop your Mendix application. Okay. So for this lesson, that's enough. See you next lesson.